Thank you, Travis. We had another win, and it was against Georgia State that struggled a little bit. But coming in to the game, it looked to me like we were close to equal, depending on who got the breaks and who got off to a good start. And they beat Abilene Christian early in the season. We lost to Abilene Christian with a very close scores, both of them. And but I think a lot of Trent Miles and what he's done and will do over there if he's given the opportunity at Georgia State. They did a good job against us, and we were able to get out to a 3-score with a field goal there in the third quarter, I believe, and got it sort of under control, and were able to slow our process down somewhat and secure the win. But it's like all Sun Belt games, it's not easy, and it's both teams normally have a chance to win depending on who gets breaks, and we were able to create some situations and got a few turnovers and did not turn it over ourselves. Had very few penalties in the game. I thought the Sun Belt crew did a good job in calling what was there, but it was a well-controlled game and a low penalty game for both teams, and the kind of game you like to be involved with from a spectator standpoint and a coaching and playing standpoint. So, I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. We got to go to Idaho, which is a very tough trip, and they're watching them on film. They're pretty prolific offensively, and they do some really good things that create problems for you on their defense. So they got Coach Petrino is he's coached in this around here before. They're very prolific offensively for sure. So we're looking forward to the trip and the opportunity. It's going to be something we got to mentally deal with as far as a 4-hour flight, something we don't do very much. But anyhow, that's sort of where we are, and we're off today. We'll practice the next 3. Probably have to practice early Thursday morning, and then leave early Friday. So anyhow, we're looking forward to it, and know that we'll have to play our best to have a chance to win.
Hey, Coach, our first questions come from Randy with the Sunbelt Digital Network. Randy, please go ahead.
Good morning, Coach. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I just wanted to ask you about the milestone you passed this past Saturday. Moving into third place all time in the state of Alabama as far as wins go. What kind of what does that really mean? That milestone. What does it mean to you when you see kind of the names that you're ahead of on that list?
Well, the number one guy that I moved one game victory ahead of was my coach, Coach Ralph Jordan, who was a great football coach and a tremendous man, war hero, and he was our hero too. And he coached across the state from probably the best coach ever to coach the game, and Coach Bryant, Paul Bear Bryant, and still was able to accumulate the number of wins at Auburn that he has there, 176, I believe. But anytime you're connected to a legend like that, it's always a good thing and an honor. And so but I didn't coach our players. They didn't know what was going on, and that was also our 100th win at home, and that's another legacy type thing that I've talked about a bunch of times to these players. Guys before you who have set the pattern for you to win at home, and always be proud and excited about playing in your own stadium. And of course, we got one more of those left against one of the best teams in our league, if not the best team in our league, in ULL.
And I wanted to ask you about Georgia State. They could score some points. What was the key to defensive effort to holding them to 21 points?
Well, we got some good rush from our front four. We didn't have to blitz a lot, and So and did a pretty good job covering guys. They still hit us with some big plays in the passing game for scores, and you know, their quarterback Arbuckle did a good job throwing the ball down the field and getting it to some of those guys that can run, and they got behind us 2 or 3 times and made plays for scores. And so, you know, we certainly need to sort of shore that part of the deal up against these guys, because they'll do the same thing. And they also have very capable people at wide receiver and running back and quarterback. And you know, I've already mentioned their defense, but they're big up front on offense. So, you know, we got to understand what kind of people we're taking on.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Yes.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you, Coach. That's all the questions I have for you today. We do appreciate your time.